In the battle-scarred fields of northern France, cemeteries stretch from wood to wood, white headstones in endless rows, marking the cost of the Great War. But one grave breaks that silence in a different way. It isn't in a cemetery, it isn't marked by rows of Portland stone, and it doesn't follow the rules. It's a single concrete slab in the middle of a farmer's field. No path, no fence, no ceremony. Just the names of 3 men and the place they died. This is the Faffemont Isolated Grave, a memorial preserved not by military order, but by grief, determination and family love. It holds a story of Captain Richard Heumann, Company Sergeant Major Benjamin Mills, and Sergeant Arthur Torrance, 3 men of the Royal Fusiliers who never reached the line, and whose last moment became their grave. It was the 10th of September 1916. The Somme offensive had entered its 3rd brutal month. Faffemont Farm, just south of the ruined village of Combles, had recently been captured in bitter fighting. Captain Richard Heumann's company, part of the 1st 2nd Battalion, London Regiment, was ordered forward. Intelligence feared a German counter-attack, and reinforcements were needed at the front. But somewhere between the rear and the shattered line, Heumann's party became lost. Confusion was common on the Somme, especially amid shell fire, broken terrain and clashing orders. They halted in a shell crater, using it as a temporary command post while the officers tried to get their bearings. In that hole, Heumann gathered his senior men: Company Sergeant Major Benjamin Mills, Sergeant Arthur Torrance and 4 junior officers, Lieutenants Attenborough, Ursel, Childs and Cambrai. They had just begun a quick conference when fate intervened. A shell exploded directly overhead. Heumann, Mills and Torrance were killed instantly. Lieutenants Attenborough, Ursel and Childs were wounded. Only 2nd Lieutenant Cambrai remained unscathed. He managed to gather what was left of the company and lead them forward into the trench line. The 3 who had died on the spot were buried where they fell. The others were carried back or recovered elsewhere. But this shell hole, marked by death and duty, became something else: a grave. In the years after the war, battlefield graves were exhumed, consolidated and reburied in planned cemeteries. Isolated burial sites were erased in the name of uniformity. But not this one. When Captain Heumann's family located the site where he'd fallen with his men, they made a request: leave him there, let him rest where he died, and let the others rest with him. They even purchased a plot of land from the local farmer to guarantee it. And even what was then the Imperial War Graves Commission, in a rare gesture, agreed. Instead of moving them, they built a simple memorial slab, a concrete rectangle set in the soil, inscribed with the names of the 3 men. And that's how it remains today, untouched, unguarded, and completely on its own. Captain Richard Heumann was 29, a solicitor by training, a Jew by heritage, and a soldier by choice. He volunteered as a private before earning his commission, leading from the front until the very end. His family never forgot. They protected his resting place for over a century. Sergeant Arthur Torrance, aged 24, served under Heumann's command, a junior NCO, likely responsible for guiding men forward through the chaos. He shared in that final moment, shoulder to shoulder with those he trusted. Company Sergeant Major Benjamin Mills was 36. Born in Hastings and a resident of Lambeth, he landed in France on the 6th of January 1915. He survived the heavy fighting at Gommecourt on the 1st of July 1916, a diversionary attack on the first day of the Somme, where his battalion suffered heavy casualties. He continued to serve through the battles around Ginchy and Lewes Wood, rising to the rank of Company Sergeant Major. He held the Long Service and Good Conduct Medal for the Territorial Force, a mark of dedication through years of drill, discipline and frontline service. When I visited this grave, I brought that very medal, Mill's own decoration for loyal service, and I placed it here. If only for a moment, it was a quiet act, but one that felt like honouring a promise across time. The Faffemont Isolated Grave isn't easy to find. There's no sign, no road, no clear path, just a break in the wheat and a flat concrete slab lying under the sky. You could walk past it and never know. But stop, look closer, you'll see 3 names. It's not just a grave, it's a battlefield moment frozen in time. A captain, his sergeant major and his sergeant, still lying together where they paused and where fate found them. Others were wounded that day, some survived, some didn't, but only 3 were laid to rest in that field, not by design, but by immediacy, and later by the choice of families who said, leave them there. Most war graves were created after the war. This one was forged during it, in fire, in confusion, and in an attempt to find direction. Heumann, Mills and Torrance didn't even reach the front line, but they never left their post. They remained there still, guarded not by stone walls, but by memory. If you found this story moving, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing this video. And if you've ever walked the Somme or found a quiet grave that spoke louder than words, let us know in the comments, because remembrance isn't just about the battles won, it's about moments lost and the men who never made it home, lest we forget. If you like listening to the stories of the history of those who came before, then please give the video a like and subscribe to keep updated about future videos of the history of those who came before.